But one that I did do an anchor chart for was PAL. Now, if you look, I think it's on week 5 maybe. PAL was partner and learn. And we were talking about at either before lunch or after lunch. How many people know Kagan? Kagan, Cooperative Learning Structures? Okay. So then, do you remember Rally Coach? There's so many of them are similar. But Rally Coach was basically that you're working with a partner, you have shared work, and you're supposed to complete it collaboratively, then take turns. Well, I tried doing that with my kids, and guess what it looked like? So here's the paper in between us. Okay. And so it's my turn. So then I'm giving it to you. You know why? Because they don't know what collaborative looks like. I had to go in and unpack it. So that's the thing, and Kim can be. Oh, do you want to
keep talking and all?
Okay. So all that I did was just make the invisible visible, and that is, so this isn't anything miraculous. And I actually bullet pointed it on underneath partner 1 and partner 2 in there, and that was whoever was the partner that had the pencil and the paper. Actually, I go, because 5th graders love this. The pencil and the paper, that's partner 1. Okay? So then what is partner 2 doing? Well, for you to be collaborative, I'm peering at your work. I'm pondering what you're saying. Oh, I forgot persuade. So you're persuading. Whenever I first started doing this, the kids were working it in their head. Well, I'm like, well, you can't. How can we ponder what it is that you're thinking? How do we know if you're saying it in your head? So you have to persuade us with your, that was a little bit of a reach, but it started with P, so that's okay. You're going to persuade. I'm going to peer at your work. I'm going to ponder what you're saying. If I don't understand, or if you like maybe caught something wrong, like a piece of information, then I'm going to prompt you. Okay? Now, then that may be you persuading me with what you thought, and that part may go back and forth a little bit. And I will tell you that goes back until it's resolved here. If they really, really are just at an impasse, that's a new one, then they can call me over. But do you think that I'm just going to jump in and solve it? What would you do so that you get that classroom that you want when they call you over?
Question.
Let me see what your peer and prompt look like. Let me see what your prompt and persuade. Show me what it looks like, because I'm going to coach you on that. I'm not going to jump in and do that for you. And then, when we reach a solution, and this is where if you had like several problems all in a row, you would have to modify this, and that's what I say over here, is that you kind of have to think about how you're going to have this work in groups as well. So PAL is for partner work. And then there's purposeful praise. We just got through at Admin Academy talking about feedback. It's one of the #1 ways to jumpstart achievement, to move kids fast. But me just saying, oh yeah, that was good, which whenever I first did this, that's all it said was just praise. And then my word was actually precise, but purposeful is kind of our word in math here, so we changed it to purposeful praise. It's, oh my gosh, and you have to teach kids how to do this, because do you think kids know how to purposefully praise each other? So, and you know what? You're probably going to have to be doing most of the purposeful praising if you're in kinder at the beginning. And then just start, I wonder if is there somebody that, I've been doing it for many weeks now, is there someone that thinks that they could do the purposeful praise? Because we really wanted to focus on the math. That's it. That's your mini lesson. in for how you do PAL. Then you're going to give them some work. So on that day, and that's what I'm saying about you can change things out. On that day, I think it would probably be easier rather than having one kind of one big juicy problem. I would probably change that to kind of just come up with maybe 4 or 5 that can be done kind of more finitely. That's not, I'm not using that word correctly, but you know what I mean, right? Are there any questions about PAL? Am I tight on PAL?
Yeah.
No. I am not tight on PAL because there are people that have gone to Kagan, which is an incredibly expensive, incredibly amazing cooperative learning training. I'm one of them. Johnson & Johnson. There may be structures, I don't know, in Fred Jones. So I'm going to say, no, I'm sorry, but in math, we're only going to use PAL. That's not the thing I'm tied on. What we're tied on is if we're going to put kids together and say that they're working, then let's be real about it. This isn't a box to check off, well, you said I'm supposed to have people working cooperatively, so if they're sitting next to each other, that's not what we're tied about. We want that engaging conversation that I saw on your paper. I saw in a bunch of your papers. That's what we're tied about, that we're not full of the baloney. Now, how you get there, whatever structure you have in place, but if you don't have a structure, then yes, you need to use PAL, because you don't have one. Does that make sense?